Hello, everyone. Welcome to Team Ningen Gaming. I am Matt, the host of the show. Here at Team Ningen Gaming, we unite gamers and small developers so that together we can do big things. Today I have with me Sarah, as well as Kostas. Say hello, guys.
Hello,
Hi.
guys.
Sarah and Kostas are the creators of... Oh, I didn't actually pull it up. Whoops. I forgot to pull it up. See how great this is? I didn't even pull it up. Theropods. There it is, right there. Gosh, I went through that whole process when I shouldn't have had to. Theropods. Here it is. Here it is on the stream. Now everybody can see it. It's a puzzle game, story-rich puzzle game about it's going into the past, right? It's people going into the past of the dinosaurs. It looks super cool.
Oh, thanks.
Sarah, would you like to tell us a little bit about the game? I'll actually leave this
Uh-huh.
up for a couple of seconds.
Sorry?
Would you like to tell us a little about the game?
Oh, right. Yeah. So it's a point-and-click adventure game set in a world full of dinosaurs, a prehistoric world.
Mm.
Yeah, where you are the young huntress of a tribe, and progressing through the story. Do you want me to tell the story? Costas, do you want to tell the story? I am the worst for telling stories, like summarizing it.
We usually have this pitch where it's super official, but right now, I mean, it's worth selecting, I guess. So yeah, it's about what he said. Like it's a point and click, and it's in the past, but it's in a imagined future an imagined past where dinosaurs and humans coexist. And we just thought it would be cool to have like an environment where you have a human and you're like a we kind of like connected human tribe with like prehistoric human tribes, and thought it would be fun to throw dinosaurs in the mix. And then we kind of like we thought it's kind of a natural thing for the humans to not want to be eaten by dinosaurs, so that could cause a lot of puzzles of like putting our humans in situations where they're dealing with a dinosaur, but unlike other games, you wouldn't use any action or combat to like deal with them. You would just like use your head and tricks and puzzles to like get yourself out of the situation.
Cool.
Can I also point out that it is no dialogue, so
no
it's pretty tough telling a story with no dialogue, no text, other than menu text, but no in-game text.
That's cool.
And there's also a little bit of sci-fi in it.
Yes,
Ooh,
we mix
fancy.
that. I think when you have dinosaurs, you need to make some kind of sci-fi technology to like they usually do that in movies because they need a reason for the dinosaurs to be with humans. Otherwise, you just have dinosaurs, and it's like a Disney film where they're all animated and they talk. So we thought it just comes naturally to include a sci-fi element to it.
Yeah,
as
cool.
well.
Cool. Well, I was talking to you guys before the show started, and both of you guys, well, of course, as would be understood based on the game that you put out, are you both like dinosaurs. And Sarah, you actually make little figurines. Would you like to show off your little? You want to show off that little dinosaur?
I made a little triceratops. I don't know how well it's going to focus on it, but yeah, just a little triceratops.
Awesome, freaking awesome! Yeah. I had no idea what dinosaur that was. I was like, I don't remember the name. I'll just let her say it. but that's your hobby is making little things like that. That's pretty cool. Got a little triceratops, and then you got a few dinosaurs around your desk, right, Kostas?
Yeah,
Little
not real.
toys.
Show them off.
Not real ones, but yeah. I just they're not inspirations. They're mostly toys. I have no excuse for having dino toys around me, but kind of
You
fun.
don't need an excuse.
No, exactly. I mean, they just happen to be here. But no, we do also like. I'm not sure if that's correct, but I feel like there's a serious lack of dinosaurs in video games. So we were like, wait a minute, shouldn't there be more? And then we were like, let's. I mean, the game seriously started as stupid of an idea as that. It was like, why don't we make a game about dinosaurs? And kind of like went from there. But we also wanted to include the pixel art element of it and combining it with point and click games. And yeah, I feel like most people actually that we show the game or the trailer, they're like, oh wow, a game with dinosaurs. Like I was looking for one, and we're like, why are there not more? Like it's such an easy thing. Like just put dinosaurs in your game.
Aren't some of the best games that have come out and just from stupid ideas that people put together?
Yeah, pretty
It's
much.
like,
pretty much.
this would be a good idea. We should do that. There's not enough of this.
Yeah,
Make more.
there's some games where like better ideas and executions and the other way around, and there's some which like you need to like have a lot of testing and gameplay. But ours was mostly we need a story with dinosaurs, and I think we can do one. Like, let's try it.
Right. Awesome. So tell me, how did you guys meet each other?
Oof.
Oof.
How many years ago was that now?
Oof.
At university, basically. That feels so long ago.
2006 or something.
Yeah, 2006. We met at an animation degree at university in the UK.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, we're both
Cool.
doing animation, both doing completely different things. I was doing stop motion. He was doing 2D Flash. Was it all in Flash? That you
It
did
was in
mostly?
Flash. I started with 2D computer animation. Basically, you went to the course knowing nothing, and they kind of like tried to take you into I don't know, some kind of animation direction. Other people were doing 3D. Sarah was like, because she, as you saw with her little clay dinosaur, she likes to make things with her hand. I'm sorry for
Yeah.
talking about you, Sarah. I'm just trying to explain. I'm trying to explain that Sarah moved to stop motion animation, which is like you have to make a lot of the puppets and then you have to
It's
animate
made more
them.
tactile, yeah.
Yeah, well, I hate that.
Gotcha.
I hate getting my hands dirty, so I was just using a keyboard and a tablet to
Yeah.
like draw on it.
Yeah.
Um,
Sorry,
but
I
still,
saw
it's
this.
like-
I was thinking dinosaurs when you kept doing
yeah,
this.
that's my hands are like a T-Rex. They're like kind of like keep them to myself, not for other things. But so we kind of like we basically animation we were kind of taught the same principles in a way.
Mhm.
But I want to like point out that I know your question is like how did we meet, and I went to the animation part of it.
That's all right.
But we also kind of we learned how to do filmmaking and animation back then, and sort of like moved into telling stories. But also what we kind of like, it was kind of a necessity that we kind of wanted to make films that we didn't have access to voice actors.
Yeah.
So we sort of tried to come up with ideas of stories where you wouldn't need any voice acting, where it would be either like animal protagonists or it would be like a little silent thing, which taught us how to tell a story without any voice acting or like actual dialogue being spoken. I think that kind of helped us to create Theropods, because we decided, what if you make the game, like usually in those point and click games, so you have a door and you hover the mouse over it and it says like text over it says door. So you as the player reads exactly what this is, and then you click on it and your character says, it's locked, I can't get through it. Like in our game, our character would like go through the door, try and open it, would like go like, and then you would realize as a player that you need to find a key or whatever that is locked. And we thought that you can, like, if you actually understand animation, the principles of animation, or like body language or whatever, you can tell a story without any dialogue.
Yeah.
And it also makes, which we discovered later, it makes localizing the game much simpler than it would if we had dialogue or
Yeah,
text.
absolutely. That's interesting. I didn't even think
Yes.
about that. Yeah, and they probably didn't have like a written language at that time, I'm guessing. So they're
Exactly.
probably, you know,
Exactly.
yeah, this is
Yeah,
perfect.
Yeah, exactly. They're
Yeah.
prehistoric tribes, so they would just like kind of like the Sims. They would kind of like have a sort of made up language, but simple enough
They-
to like
We just grunt at each other pretty
Yeah.
much.
grunting Sims.
Yeah. Cool. Shoot, I was going in a direction. Cool.
Yeah,
cool.
I talk so
you-
much about different subjects that I throw you off direction. for,
Yeah,
like,
that's all right. I mean,
sorry.
it's cool to go down rabbit holes because I actually kind of like that. I like that I like seeing people get excited about what they talk about. And that's what I was gonna say. Sarah, you like the tactile side of things, and you work with clay, make little figurines, and that probably also is a part of why you like board games. I'm thinking you probably like board games with more tactile and like interesting
Probably.
pieces. Yeah.
Yeah, I try playing, like, now with the pandemic and all that, I try playing board games on Tabletop Simulator, and it's just not the same. It's
Not the
really hard
same.
to get into. Some are okay, but yeah, it's that probably is true. I never thought of it that way, of why I like board games. But yeah,
That's pretty
Yeah.
cool. Nice. Interesting. Sorry, picking at the little details is kind of what I do.
No worries.
Nice. So, and both of you like to collect things, it seems like. So you're both collectors. And I only know that about Kostas because he showed his dinosaurs.
Yeah,
Is there
I'm
anything
a
else you
collector of
collect?
2 plastic dinosaurs, to be fair, but I think Sarah is more of a figurine or toy collector than me.
Okay.
to
I
be
do
fair.
like.
Okay.
I mean, you can
Everything-
see behind me.
Yeah, she has like a museum behind her of like fussy.
I like
toys.
collecting Lord of the Rings books.
I
and
collect
some other
Nice.
books.
Good series.
Yeah. What else? I don't know. Just little things that I like. Like
Yeah.
this little cutie from. Have you ever played Broken Age?
Broken
No, yeah,
Age.
it's Broken Age, right? That's a point-and-click adventure game.
Yeah, it's.
I love
Yeah.
things with little smiles on it.
Yeah.
Basically, make me happy.
Yeah. Have,
Yeah.
have you played? Have you played the 10 mg 10-minute games? Just the smiley face game. Have you seen that one? Sorry,
I would love it already,
sorry.
but I don't know.
Yeah,
what it is like.
yeah. So the game just has a smiley face on it, and it's also a puzzle game. I think you'll like it. They were on the show before too. It's you can buy like
really?
all their games for like I think $7 or something, and it was just a whole bunch of games that they made together, and they like released it as a group, and it's pretty cool. It's a short game. I think you'll like it. It's pretty
Look
cool.
into it. I'll look into it.
Yeah, but today we're talking about your game. Everybody, again, if you're just joining in, Theropods, super cool point-and-click adventure game. You can check it out on Steam. There's a free demo. You can try it out, and we'll be playing it later, and they'll be talking over it, sharing more details about it. I'll have it in the description after all this is over. It's actually in the description now, so you can do that too. Yes.
Also, may I say it's still under construction technically. So you can see the game, you can see the Steam page, you can play the demo. You have to wait a little bit for the game to come out, but
Right.
it is coming.
Nice, very cool. Yeah, wishlist it on Steam.
Yay! Yeah, that's why I meant to say thank you. Wishlist it, please.
Yeah, absolutely. So tell me your whole life story, Sarah. Where did you grow up?
That's an opener.
I was born in the UK. At 4 years old, I decided to up and leave to Africa.
Ooh.
And I grew up in Namibia, if you know where that is. It's just above South Africa on the west of Africa. Yeah, so I grew up there and had like quite a different kind of lifestyle, I guess, compared to growing up here. It was all nice and sunny. Could go out on the weekends to various places and see lots of wildlife, lions, leopards, cheetahs, elephants, all of that.
More animals,
Interesting.
yeah. We're not
Yeah. Yeah, I grew to really love wildlife probably because of that. And then yeah, I came to the UK when I was, well, how old was I? 19, 20, something like that, to study animation, which is where I eventually met Costas, and I've kind of been here since. I was a bit back and forth, but like, yeah, I've been living here now. That's my at least national. Oh no, also I'm half English and half Mauritian. I'm just like a whole mix of things. Like I was asked this like at one point, like how do I identify like my nationality? And it's like I don't see myself as British necessarily. I don't see myself as Mauritian. I don't see myself as Namibian. I see myself as like half English, half Mauritian, and I grew up in Namibia. It's like I don't feel like I belong anywhere. But yeah, I'm a whole mix of things.
Nice.
Yeah.
Cool. Nice. Africa. Jeez. It's definitely very rainy over there in the UK. Yeah, from what I hear. Well, that's specifically everybody talks about London and England as the rainy area. It's definitely colder, I suppose. Yeah, being that.
Yeah. It was quite a shock coming from Namibia and coming here. But I'm kind of used to it. I don't really like it when people sort of say, oh, it's like a horrible day today because it's grey and like rainy and overcast, because that's like the majority of the time here is like that. So you kind of have to learn to like it.
Yeah,
just
hear
enjoy
it from
it.
people who actually visit. You don't hear it from people who live there. Otherwise,
No.
their life would.
No, you hear it from people who live here too, and they're very down a lot of the time. And it's probably because of the weather, but actually, you don't always have a choice, especially if like all you know is the UK. But yeah, no, it's very sunny as well on certain days, and then you kind of appreciate it a lot more when it is sunny. Gets very hot in the summer, gets very cold in the winter. But yeah, no, I like it.
Very hot in the summer.
Cool.
It still gets
It gets very hot in the summer.
For 2
Lately,
days
global
the 91.
with global warming, no, sometimes you get really hot summers. Probably not compared to elsewhere, but yeah, for us it is.
Nice. Kostas, it's your turn, my man. Tell us about yourself.
Yeah, I won't start from the day I was born, but I'm from Greece, so I'm Greek. I live in Athens right now. I did study in the UK, where I met Sarah, and because technically, it was kind of a practical thing. I mean, my there's nothing with animation in Greece, so I was like, I wanted to study it, so I was like, I went to the UK for that. Yeah, which was also an interesting experience because, as Sarah can confirm, it was an interesting university in the way that, which I assume it's in every creative university, as if like you don't exactly get the knowledge of like the thing you want to do. You mostly meet up people who have the same interests as you, and you kind of like get into it's a really interesting to be in an environment with so many like-minded people to like explore creativity. And like basically
Mhm.
everything we were taught from like by playing with our friends in a way of like just discovering software or like showing each other like our little animations. And
Right.
then which kind of left me with a bad taste in my mouth about the university aspect of it, which kind of seemed like we were going there just to like, I don't know, spend the time, and it was like everything was built around it. But technically
Mhm.
we could have done the same if we had our own like group of like collective people. and
Mhm.
um and then, oh yeah, the other thing I wanted to mention about me and Sarah meeting at university and all that is how, and circle back to the game, is that we sort of like wanted to try animation, but we didn't want to make films about it anymore because they take so much time, and we wanted to be more collaborative. So we tried video games, and we did a game jam because we were like, this is gonna take. There was a
Nice.
2 week game jam, which
Mhm.
was like do whatever game you want, and we had a program at the time because we were both artists and we couldn't program. And we were like, it's only going to take 2 weeks. Like we're going to have a game in 2 weeks at time, and we're going to learn how to, be a part of this. And we kind of loved it. It was a bit stressful, but it was kind of cool. And that's how we started,
Right.
sort of like took our first steps into like game development, let's say, because it was a fun way to combine animation and game design. And
Mhm.
also like in our college we were learning how to do films. I told you earlier off stream, that's what I'm saying is, again, we were taught how to do films without any voice actors or anyone, because we didn't have access to it, and we didn't know how to like use recording software or whatever. And so
Mhm.
we were like, whatever, we're going to write a story where you don't need voice acting, it's going to be body language or whatever.
Yeah.
And that taught us to write stories that required no dialogue, which is sort of like went into the game. We were like, what if we do that with a video game? Thankfully, some games have done that in this genre, like Machinarium did it really well. They have some speech bubbles, which is sort of like going around this, but it's kind of like it was. We had the safety net of seeing other games doing it and succeeding, and then we thought of like taking it to the
So
next step if that was
so
possible.
so
And that's
tell
my
me.
life story to answer your question, which wasn't
So
that, but sure.
so tell me when you started to you like dinosaurs. When did you start
That's
liking
fair.
dinosaurs? Tell me about that. Have you watched did you watch any dinosaur movies when you were a kid? Did you
There's one. Yeah, there's.
which one?
Jurassic Park.
Yeah, I remember I had the McDonald's toy with a Velociraptor or claw, and I was so amazed by it after watching the film, of course. I
Right.
even liked the second movie, which was not as good, but I was like, when I was a kid, I was mesmerized by it. I don't know. I think that
Mhm.
that got me into horror films as well as dinosaurs at the same
Oh.
time, because I also like horror films. I was terrified of like those films. Um, but I think it was that. But is there anything else, Sarah, with dinosaurs in pop culture that
All
we
I can
were?
think of is like Land Before Time. Wasn't
Land
that like an
Before
animated
Time.
one?
Yeah, I
That's
mean, I
what I
didn't.
was thinking
I,
of.
I definitely didn't watch Barney the dinosaur, and I was like, you know what? I like this. I want to make a game. Like I wasn't. Yeah.
Really? That's the one that I was thinking of when I thought of your game.
No, we didn't have this in Greece, thankfully, for like until I was
Thankfully,
like
yeah.
25. So that's when I started watching it and became my true love. But no, we didn't really.
Too funny, too funny. Right on. So, all right. Right. The additional question. I keep forgetting that I have this one. Who has been the most inspirational figure in your life up to this point, Kostas?
Oh, I thought Sarah wanted to answer that because I have no idea
Sarah,
what this.
you don't
I
know.
don't.
You don't
I
even
don't.
know what
I
it is.
don't. I don't think I. I don't think I have anyone that I can think of.
Nobody
I
that
don't
you
know.
nobody that you look up to that you think, wow, they're pretty cool, and I'm really grateful for them, or like they've been like a mentor to you, or that something like that. Somebody that you aspire to, perhaps even like, I want to be that, but me,
Yeah. I mean,
Hmm.
but
to help
myself.
Sarah, I could like just easily mention in my personal life my granddad, because he was like really supportive of whatever I did, and I kind of felt
Hmm.
as a kid that I showed him like every little shit I made, and he was like always amazed, which kind of like gave me the confidence that, wait a minute, if I make
Yeah,
things, people like them, and
yeah,
that's kind of nice, because then you do realize that when you're a kid, there obviously not all of your family is going to react like this, but you do remember the people who actually reacted really well to what you were doing, and that kind
yeah.
of like which pushed you creatively to keep like pursuing it.
Yeah.
And it was always nice to like fall back into like that person whenever you wanted to show something like whatever you had, and to get the same feedback. So I think as I was a kid, that was like the thing that, while not realizing, that's the thing that made me feel more confident about showing my work and like getting feedback and all
Yeah.
that.
So you had a closer did you have a close relationship with your grandfather?
Yeah, it was pretty cool. But I was like but it was really cool to like see now that I had made like really shitty like sketches of like Donald Duck when I was like 7 years old, and he was like framing it and putting it on the wall in like a wooden frame. And now I see it and I'm like, why the fuck would you put this like really shitty drawing of me on the wall? And then it just like feels really nice now that I'm an adult and I realize that.
Mm-hmm.
It's just like all those little like bits of encouragement that you get when you're younger, they just like they pay off in like who you become later off. So I would say that, yeah, that's in hindsight, I would say that that really creatively supported me, and also my parents, of course, because they supported me in going to like the UK and studying, and even if it's like sometimes you actually have to like do the work and like prove them that you're actually as talented as they think you are, and sometimes it's a little bit of pressure that you put on yourself, or like that you think others put on you, but it's always nice to like make something that people genuinely enjoy and like share this joy with them. So I think that's all where it starts from. I mean, obviously had inspirations of like other creative people that I think are like amazingly creative, and like from filmmaking to like game design and all that, and like aspire to become like them. But it's mostly it's my heroes, not really my my personal heroes, if is what I'm getting at.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. That's great. That's cool. Yeah. So
There's
anybody
enough time
that's
for Sarah to answer. She's not getting away with this without.
No.
I don't know. I really don't know. Like personal people in my life that
Yeah.
You don't have to see personal.
I mean, obviously, I mean, now it makes it sound like I didn't like think my parents were supportive and everything like I do,
That's
but
why
I wouldn't
said it.
say.
That was my plan. Yeah,
I wouldn't say.
No. Nobody thinks that.
Yeah, I can't think of anyone.
They do.
Other
now that
than
they're watching
you
this.
say,
Yeah.
like-
Now they are, because you laughed about it. And it's like maybe she doesn't appreciate her.
Both
No,
of them
I'm
in
kidding.
chat are raining right now. I think, yeah.
They're probably both watching. That's the two viewers that we have right now. I'm kidding.
They were all super supportive. I just feel like it's kind of cheesy to be like they were my inspiration. Like for me, like I don't feel. I don't know. I can't relate to it.
Also, Matt, to be fair, you went from you guys like dinosaurs to like what is your biggest inspiration in life. So you kind of threw out the curveball there.
I did. Although I did give you the layout beforehand too. So, but we're all at fault.
To be fair, I watched the previous interview and I saw you asking this question, and I still didn't bother to like think about answering that. I was kind of hoping you wouldn't, but yeah.
Oh, that's all right. That's fine. No, it's okay. If you can't think of it, that's okay. Like, it's not a big deal.
You forced me to think about it, so that's cool. Like I did enjoy answering it.
But and I'm glad to hear it. Yeah, because like we often have like people in our lives that they'll inspire us, they'll encourage us, right? Encouragement is a big part of our lives, and sometimes it's our friends, right? Our friends inspire us to be better, or to encourage us to be better, and they help us with learning that we can do things because we have that safety net. We don't always like if you're off on your own all the time, you feel like you don't have a safety net, and you've never had that structure in your life, that support, it's actually really detrimental. That's actually I don't want to get too political, but like the nuclear family, like that's one of the primary determiners of whether or not you're going to stay in school, whether or not you're going to end up in prison, whether or not you're going to be able to make a profit, stick with a job in your future.
Group, basically, like even whatever family they might be, but like having someone to deal with this, not just yourself. But I would also like to point out, to add, that it's also like the same thing is important about having gratitude, and not like appreciating the things you have, and not like taking things into consideration, and not being like very egotistic or like self-absorbed, because you're like you appreciate having friends, you appreciate having a support group, you just think that you had it good on some occasions. I mean, so it's nice, and it also keeps you kind of like level-headed, I think, and not like getting lost in your own head or whatever.
Yeah, absolutely. Anyway, sorry, I spent too much time on it.
We're chatting. That's what we're here for.
Yeah. just didn't want to make you uncomfortable. Let's see. So what was the first video game you fell in love with? Sarah, I'm sure you can answer that one.
Make Costa stop talking. Yeah, sorry, go on.
No, that's all right.
That's really hard to pick one. I loved like I guess it was like whatever the Super Mario one was on SNES. Super
Oh,
Mario
really?
World? No,
You played
Super
that
Mario
one
World.
that much?
Well, that's the first one that game I probably played, and that got me hooked on games. I didn't have access to games at that time, it was only when I went to my friend's house, but like beyond that, Warcraft, definitely.
Warcraft,
like
nice,
two
good choice.
two Super Nintendo consoles in the entire Namibia when you were there, or
One.
in the entire country.
It was my friends from America, and they brought one with them. But
Oh wow, seriously.
yeah, it's the only people I knew who had one. But
Mm-hmm.
yeah, Warcraft, and then beyond that, like from sort of nowadays. I mean, that's different. That's not the first one I fell in love with. Yeah,
It's the last one
probably
circling back.
Warcraft and Super Mario. But yeah.
Cool. Doop, 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 and we'll just move back to Kostas. If what game?
I'll be quick. I think from a Game Boy was the first console I had. I mean, everyone got Tetris with it, but I was like, whatever. I was playing Super Mario Land, and I don't remember. It was one of those Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle games that are not that great if you play them now, but I was like so obsessed with it, and I kept playing this over and over and over, and I just like the music burned in my head and all that.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I got a bit older, I think I never really had consoles, but I had a PC, and I was playing point-and-click adventure games. I was playing Diablo. I was playing like some of the first good Blizzard games. Didn't play StarCraft like Sarah did. And then I think I played a lot of PC, and I moved on to point-and-click adventures as well. Maybe some strategy games too. Actually, I think played a lot of Age of Empires and stuff.
Right.
So yeah, it was mostly like PC gaming, and then maybe I got a PlayStation 1, but it was like almost gone by then. I just wanted to like play a few games. Maybe then a PlayStation 2, but it was like PlayStation 3 was almost out by then, so I was always like a bit behind with a console. But as Sarah said, like we all had like one of those friends who had a console and we're just hanging out at their house.
Yeah.
So, but it was, I don't know. I mean, I really enjoy narrative games. So there are a few games that I still can't play because I don't have a console, but I would love to.
Mm-hmm.
So there's always that feeling of like I'm missing something from a console, but also I'm not. Like I would like play 2 games, but not like the hundreds of others that are on there. But yeah, I tend to play mostly story-based games. I think is what I prefer more than online games or anything like that.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. Cool.
Even though they're both, I guess, like Destiny or whatever. But yeah, sorry. You know what I mean?
That's all right. Interesting. So, what did again the fanfare playing again. What about game development drew you in? Oh, actually, let's hold off on that one. I didn't get to ask you yet.
Yes.
What was the first thing that you thought of Sarah when you first met her?
What, me?
Yeah. What was the first thing you thought of her?
I don't remember. There were so many people in class.
It was probably nerd because I used to like bring in my laptop and play World of Warcraft in like the room a lot.
I think her nerdiness was kind of like everyone must be a nerd to be like an animation student. But I think because Sarah, she was a gamer also. Not everyone was a gamer. We had like so many different people in animation. Like some of them were like Japanese students who did like super experimental films. So they weren't like the gamer kind of a nerd that me and Sarah were. But I remember we started chatting. I remember we had like a course in 2D, and I was like kind of like chatting with Sarah about this and like trying to figure out 2D. I enjoyed a lot going to the studio where Sarah like had all those little lights and like armatures and making like the little things. And I was like, how can you do that? I have no patience for this. And we had like common friends and all that. So it was pretty enjoyable. And also I really loved that it was like an international environment. So I got to meet like not only British people, but a lot of different nationalities. But I think, just Sarah was kind of like super into games. And I don't remember, Sarah, if you were into point and click adventure games or you started at uni. If you were before like me. Or
you introduced me to it. I had played some before, like I said, well, I might have said before we started actually streaming, but I had a Mac growing up and there were a lot of like freeware games that we got and like demos and stuff. And I remember playing a lot of LucasArts games because they were luckily on like for Mac.
Oh yeah.
So there was like Full Throttle. I think it was just a demo for the Dig. Sam and Max. Can't remember what else. It might have just been those. Maybe Day of the Tentacle. So I played a bit of it then, but I never really knew it was more to it. Had never heard of Monkey Island until I met Costas, and then he introduced me to Monkey Island and Sanitarium, which no one knows, but it's a really good
Yeah, we
game.
talked about this. Yeah. It's a crazy horror game that's like a point and click that no one knows, only us, but it's so fun.
Yeah.
It is a very wide genre of stuff, but it was also it was also fun because with Sarah we played some games that we haven't played before, so it's kind of nice to play it with a friend and figure out like the puzzles by discussing them, not just doing online or watching a walkthrough or whatever.
Yeah,
it's kind of a fun thing.
Yeah.
But with me and Sarah and gaming, and like making games, that wasn't really in our. Like it just felt like something that is magic. Like I didn't even know.
I know. Yeah, I didn't know it was possible to make a game ourselves without like. I don't know.
We did never cross our mind. I remember like at any time at university that the game could be made by us. It was like
it was only.
I think I know what you're gonna say. It was only like just going to a huge company and like being hired, right, as an animator of like 3D rigging, whatever.
Yeah. But like it was on.
Sorry, I'm interrupting a lot.
I was just gonna say it was only later when we started like going onto Newgrounds and making content on there that you then started realizing that people can make games. And then Costas made a game for a game jam, and I made a demo for a point and click adventure game. His was a side-scrolling action.
Mine was a beat 'em up,
Beat 'em up, yeah.
They also sponsored us, which was like mind-blowing to me back in the Flash days. So it was like, we can give you money to make a game. And I was like, that's my first game. They give me money because I was an animator. I could animate, but I couldn't make a game. And back then it felt like seriously you could actually make games and make money for like 5 years. But also like now that you see how big Flash was back then for like games, I was just like super lucky to get into to like get to know the software and make Flash and get through Newgrounds to like meet game develop, like even like people we have in our team now we met through Newgrounds, like our composer. It's just like such an amazing culture of like game creators and creative people.
So Sarah, what did you think of Kostas when you first met him?
I was hoping you would have like gone past it. I don't remember.
Me too.
I really don't.
So it wasn't good, is what she's saying.
Clearly, after 10 years,
Yeah, because it's like you said, there's a lot of people in the class to start with. I don't know.
And also, I think me and you, to be fair, we didn't start talking until second year, and we
That's
had
what
a 3-year
I think.
course.
Yeah.
Because there were even more people, to be fair, in the first year, and then a few of them left. So I think,
a lot of people left in the first year. I think that's pretty common. I don't know if it's just in art courses, but I only really remember you first talking to me when I was playing World of Warcraft, and you showed interest in that. So I was like, oh, he likes games too.
Back then it was huge as well, World of Warcraft. But I think you had all the merchandise. You had like a hoodie. You had like a. Yeah,
I had my Diablo 3 t-shirt way before it came out because it never came out. It was like Diablo 3 coming soon for like 10 years or something.
Yeah, it was ahead of her time. Yeah.
I do love Diablo, but yeah.
Cool. So oh cool. He likes games too. His first thought, cool, got it.
I mean, to be fair, but everyone was a nerd back then. You just got very specific nerds and like very specific nerds.
Absolutely.
But I think me and Sarah hung out mostly with our nerdy nerd kind of friends, because there were like so many people who were like into other things. But you could be from experimental German films to like World of Warcraft, so it was a big array of like nerdiness there.
Yeah, definitely. So we answered what about game development drew you in. I don't think specifically for Sarah. I know you answered that already, Kostas. About game development.
Talking about everything.
Did I don't know if you covered it.
So I mean, like I said with the Newgrounds thing, I did make a point and click adventure demo. I tried making one. I kind of had a bit of problems with like the team in general, and it didn't go anywhere after that. So I didn't have the best experience with that, but I then started dabbling in pixel art. Don't know why. I really don't know why. I really don't remember what drove me to thinking, let me try out pixel art. And I quite enjoyed doing that. And then I was contacted by someone on Newgrounds about if I wanted to do art for them. on a game.
Cool.
So I started
Yeah.
working with them. We never did anything that have actually turned into a finished game. We did do Ludum Dare once, and we did a game jam, and then he went on to make that into a finished game. I wasn't on that. And yeah, that's when I then went on to doing the art for the game jam that I did with Costas, which was the first time I ever worked with him since knowing him. We never worked
Right.
together at university because we were doing completely
And to
different
be
things.
fair, back
Right.
then you were going to be a part of a different team that was going to
Yes.
do the game jam, and I was
Yeah.
going to do Theropods by myself with like my own art style. It's like I'm not very patient, like when I'm drawing, so it would have been
Yeah.
horrible. And I don't know pixel art, so I'm very lucky to like had Sarah available at the time because otherwise our game would look nothing like pixel art.
Yeah, I hopped into on.
Or-
I did the background art, which I don't enjoy that as much because it doesn't come as easily. I was more into characters.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was just doing pixel art and enjoying that. And Costas, because I know I studied animation, but I'm not that good with animation, especially hand drawn, because I did stop motion. So Costas does the rough animation in his like line art, and then I do my pixel art on top of that. So I do still do some animation, mostly like flowing hair and things like that. I just take my own liberties with like doing what I want. But yeah. So I guess that was the aspect of art. But then now in Theropods that we're making the full game and we had issues with programmers, I learnt how to program kind of. So I'm doing that
Besides
too.
being modest, basically we had trouble with like finding programmers because when you make a game with no money and people are like
Yeah.
excitedly say yes, they realize after like for a few weeks that it's actually a lot of work to do without money, and they leave, which means that we have to find a new programmer and start all over again, which happened 3 times.
Right.
So Sarah was like, you know what, I'm gonna learn how to code, and she took about a year to do that, to like create the demo thing that we
Right.
had, and like yeah, it's like I'm blown away by the way that like she
Well,
managed
yeah,
to
because
make a
like
demo.
we said that there's this a program called AGS, Adventure Game Studio, specifically for adventure games. And it looks like a little bit more easier to use than like Unity, because I tried to like work out how Unity worked before, and it confused me, especially like making a 2D game in it. So
Pixel as well.
I said to Costas, like, why don't we try and like learn how to use AGS? And he was like, yeah. I opened it, tried it a bit. And like I continued to try and like learn it. He opened it once and was like, "No, this isn't for me." Like, and just closed it. So it was like
I did try for 5 minutes.
it was
but to
all
be
it was
fair-
all on me.
Yep.
But yeah. A year later,
Funny.
after that, then like we had a demo. The demo.
And also, I must say, if it wasn't for Sarah's production skills, it would also be a nightmare because she's a very organized person compared to me,
try
and
to
that
be,
really
yeah.
helps.
Yeah.
Really helps with like the game coming along so far.
Yeah, I'm seeing that. I'm seeing that you've got the big personality with the initial idea, and then you've got the person that's like really the clever like piece it together person over here as well. You're both clever people. You're both working on the game. I'm just saying she's probably got the
I know.
the
I
patience
won't get
for
any
certain
offense,
things
worry.
that you
No.
don't. She's got the patience for certain
I'm
things you
with you.
probably don't. I'm guessing, right?
Yeah,
Probably.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's true.
definitely.
Nice. Cool.
I also wanted to say that since we basically started making a game without much prior experience, we just started from like Newgrounds or whatever.
Yeah.
And we realized that we did this game jam, and I know you didn't ask about this. I'm just going with a natural.
No, it's
flow
all
of
right.
conversation
I'd love
here
to hear it.
That
I'd love to hear it.
That I pre-prepared. But I mean that after that we made the demo, and people kind of liked it. Like it went pretty well. It worked out. We were happy that we made something. And then people were asking to see a little more of this because I actually over-designed the whole thing for 2 weeks because I over-scoped and I had no idea how how capable we were and all that. And then I had to cut like so many things from it. And in the end, I just added a cliffhanger where you like solve the puzzles and suddenly a T-Rex appears and the game ends. And people were like, "Oh wait, that's it? We want more." And we were like, a lot of people said they wanted more. So we were like, "So what if we made this a longer game with an actual story?" And then we were like, "How are we gonna make this? Because no one's gonna trust us to do this." And the thing is that because we weren't programmers, but first of all, Sarah she decided to like start learning AGS, and I'm an animator, and I know I can make like little movies. We were like, how about we make a trailer and we make a demo as a proof of concept by taking your own time, like to learn Sarah and all that. And then we do a crowdfunding campaign. So we kind of planned this for like what 2 or 3 years, like on and off. We had this plan in our head where one day we're gonna launch a trailer, we're gonna launch a demo. In the meantime, we're gonna keep posting content on social media for people to know we exist, at least when the game launches, so we don't launch to like a vacuum. And it worked. Like in 2019, we got funded for the game for about oh my god, the conversion. I'm gonna say euros now. I don't know what the conversion is, but it's 20,000 euros, which is how many pounds,
Sure.
Sarah, and how many dollars?
It's a lot.
I don't know.
It's a decent amount. We cut it close because we could have done better marketing, but it's also very daunting to be able to have to do everything in the game. But we did campaign like crazy for it, and then we were lucky enough because we also built an audience, and it's pretty fun to like just not only do you make a game, but you also meet new people along the way.
Yeah.
So now we have a bunch of people who like blindly trusted us to deliver a game for them, which we're currently doing. Which is pretty cool. Yeah,
that's awesome. That's super cool. Well, oh right, and I was gonna say, when you mentioned pixel art and stuff like that, I'm like, okay, so like you're creative all around. You enjoy creating things, like not just with your your clay and stuff like that. And I'm like, okay, and she got into pixel. Cool. I'm seeing that. I'm seeing the connections. Very
I like
cool.
creating small things as well, and I don't know if that's why my like online name is Tiny Stuffs. That's like the name I go by because I like small
That's
things.
what Tiny
like,
Stuffs is. I saw that on Steam.
Yeah, it's like small like puppets and things because they're like on a small scale, and then pixels are like really small. What do you call it? Low res. So I don't know if that's why I like pixel art. I don't know.
Well, I mean,
also very
you do have
with making art. You like painstakingly like taking your time to make it something pretty and like using your craft on it.
And all that.
And I'm the opposite of that. I don't want to take a lot of time to do something. I just want to like get it done and then maybe work with someone who has more patience, like Sarah, basically.
Yeah, that's why it works well, I think.
Yeah, because I have less patience, but I'm more patient with animation and I can get it done more quickly. So I'm good with like moving things and making them look good.
I don't know how many people do that though. If like our method is really inefficient in the sense that you could have just one animator artist doing everything, but we have
one pixel artist, that animates too.
Yeah, and pixel art makes sense because you like a lot of things with like just basic little smileys on them and simple things. Like I see your I think 3 pieces. I see your little 3 pieces of mochi. I think with smiles on them. Yeah.
They're peas. My friend.
Oh, they're peas. Peas in a pod.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
cute.
They're from Toy Story 3?
Why was?
Remember they?
Well, they're not. They are just peas. But yeah.
Yeah. Sorry,
yeah, I'm not saying this for Pixar to sue you. I'm saying this because they actually are from that, I think.
See, I was picturing like the tea leaf or whatever wrapping like 3 pieces of mochi in a row.
Mochi is so good.
Yeah.
Could be mochi.
We're just gonna say that it is right now for me. Let's see. All right, and if you guys would like, I guess we can ask that first. What was the most difficult thing that you guys had to overcome in creating this demo so far, and creating the game that you're still in process of making? But
making the game.
Has it like coding?
In general.
Yeah. I guess coding. It sounds like coding and dealing with human resources. I guess you can call it. Dealing with people and coding sounds like it's been it. Is there anything else you wanted to add, or do you think that's?
I think it was mostly. I think it's also like by making a puzzle game where you as the creator know the solution to the puzzle. Mm-hmm. It's kind of hard sometimes to get yourself out of the equation and see how a person who has no idea what the puzzle is, how they're going to react to it. So I think one of the big things for us was like we took the demo to a couple of conventions, obviously before the pandemic, where people would go actually to conventions. And the first time I think we noticed people, like we watched people play our demo, was a big revelation because they got stuck on so many places that I was like, how could I not see that this is a problem? It was like so clear until I saw people. It was unclear until I saw people playing it. Yeah. And then it kind of like blew my mind that there's so many blind spots as a creator that if you don't play test, you can't see them. Mm-hmm. And I think that made us better creators at this. Like it was like this whole thing you have to get over with without realizing after you actually make the demo in the game.
The biggest issue though, which ties in with that, is our own fault. We shot ourselves in the feet. Is that we have no dialogue and we have really low resolution.
Yeah.
that's the main
Yeah.
issue that we have to overcome
So-
to try and hopefully make a good game that people know what to do in it.
So you don't
Yeah.
use text to explain what the item is, but you also don't have enough resolution to actually detailedly draw it for people to see it. So yeah,
A
we
melting pot for all kinds of confusion.
yeah, it's like how we at least though we don't have to deal with acting. You don't have to deal with like all this. I mean, we do have to deal with acting because people still grunt in our game, but not like actual voice acting or translation or like localizations to the minimum. It sounds smart
Yeah.
now in hindsight, but we didn't think that we were being smart back then. We just thought that we were avoiding, And also, as I said earlier, that if Machinarium has done it before, then maybe we can do it, and it didn't collapse or whatever.
Machinarium.
Yeah. Yeah. I
That's
need
why
to play that
Machinarium.
game. I keep
It's
on
so
looking at it.
good.
I keep on looking at it. I'm like,
pretty.
I need to play that game. It looks cool.
Mm.
It's
Nice.
really enjoyable. Yeah, it's I really like 2D cute little games.
Mm, nice. All right. Well, if you guys are interested, I can get started on the
Demo.
the
Sure, good
demo.
luck.
Yeah, I can pull it up, and that way we can start that, and you guys can talk over me and share about
Oh,
the game.
I
Meanwhile,
couldn't
is
possibly do that. Talking over you, like it's not in me.
do so.
excels
Do
at
so.
that.
Yeah. Is it controller compatible yet?
It is not. It's a point and
Not.
click. So you use the mouse and
Got right. Point
yeah,
and click.
I think it's fine.
Got
with
it.
just the
Right.
mouse.
Right. We said that like 60 times, and it didn't even click with me that you couldn't
Yeah,
use a
good
controller.
one. Yeah, so we had to point this out. Yeah.
Yes, you had to point it out that you couldn't
Exactly.
click. I mean, you couldn't use the controller. Yeah.
We didn't want to put this down.
No,
Give me
please
time.
Let's see. All right, so we'll do this again. We'll get it situated. Nice. So we got a couple of dudes disappointed with their hunting partner, the chick that we got there. Cool.
Yes.
She didn't do what she needed to do. Oh, I guess he didn't do what he needed to do either. He was supposed to jump on it, wasn't he? They both failed. All right.
Yeah, you're gonna find out more about them. Yeah, they're okay.
All right. There we go. Back. And then resume. I don't want to hit quit. Gosh.
You have to.
Cool.
Yeah, that's how we punish quitters in the game. It's not safe. No, we just haven't programmed it yet. But yeah, it's fairly should be fairly short though.
Cool. Uh-oh. What do I do? Ah, there we go.
Yeah, there are some things like with the mechanics that needs to be improved upon and fixed.
Yeah.
I
Right.
didn't quite know what I was doing. This was like I don't know, when was this made?
Oh
last
no, why
time?
is it doing that now? Okay.
What? What was it doing?
It's just one behind the rock, behind some graphic that I've never seen.
Oh
that
really?
before,
I
but
didn't see
yeah.
that.
You can check it later.
Yeah, don't worry. As we said, we're redoing it just to get our.
See,
so yeah, the
this is-
backgrounds.
so-
Yeah. No,
I
go
was
for it.
gonna say, so like you can see already, like my process is like, well, I know that whatever was going to be planned to happen, there isn't a time limit because I know it's a point and
Yes.
click adventure. So I was like, it's not gonna like how it's programmed. I'm gonna be able to just go up here and look for everything else, and
Yeah.
then I can go back if I want. so
To be fair about the time limit thing, it's not like there's some puzzles which are like a little bit time sensitive, but nothing like that requires reflexes.
yeah. Anyway, sorry. As you were saying, Sarah, about the background.
I was just I wanted to point out I did not do the backgrounds.
Oh, okay.
Like I said in the game jam, I felt like the backgrounds were not great. I also didn't have a lot of time, but if I was to try and make pretty backgrounds, it would take way too long, and I'm doing the programming as well as the animation.
Right.
So we found Matt Frith, who is our pixel artist for the backgrounds. He's a very, very talented guy.
Yeah, it's
Sorry,
really good.
so I'm doing a little QA work here now. The that arrow stays on. I was actually curious as to if it would allow me to click again and start the animation again, but it didn't. Sorry, yeah, I was
Destroy our programming over there.
yeah. Sorry, it's what I do. It's for a living. Let's see. What?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I do QA work right now, presently at
Nice.
least.
Right now, like literally right now.
Well, yeah, literally right now. I guess we will look into here. What is this? The ceramic?
Yeah,
That's low resolution for you. No one
Yeah.
can tell what that is. We need to
Oh,
update that.
I can do that? Yeah, I can just kill him, right? Okay, that works too. See, like I wouldn't know. Am I going to hurt this guy or am I going to put him?
But sometimes we do that on purpose because we kind of like toying with people.
Mm-hmm.
Like
Right.
at first, you didn't know if you were gonna kill the dino or not, right? When you were,
Right.
It was the first thing you did, so you were excited to do anything.
Yeah. So here we go. We're gonna let this fall, and hopefully we can convince that dinosaur to come back. I'm guessing we're gonna. Oh no, that didn't work. Wait, what is this? Nope, that doesn't do anything. Gotcha. No. There we go. I like that. I like that little note. That's perfect. Interesting.
It's still
So I
giving
can't
you
cut
feedback that this is not gonna work, but without voice act. I mean, there is voice acting, but without text or dialogue.
Yeah. Again, I have to like just try this on everything. I guess. Nope, doesn't work.
Oh,
Sorry,
no,
there's a
don't
bit
do
of
that,
graphic
game.
mess up there.
No worries. No worries. Yeah, my
We'll
mouse is
everything.
gone too.
Everything happening on this stream for some reason that shouldn't.
There it is. It's back.
Yeah, the mouse disappeared because it was like
Oh.
you're forced to stay still during that moment. But yeah.
Right. So I figured out finally too that the what's it called? My you can right click to get rid of the item that you have in your
Yeah.
hand. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and you can right click to back out of that. Cool. Good to know. Oh,
Yeah, I mean,
that
to be
doesn't
updated.
work. Oh
that's
no!
sure.
Ah, shoot.
That's
Maybe I shouldn't have gone back that way. I was gonna go back the other way. Oh, so dumb. So there's got to be. So if I use this
so
over and over, can you use it multiple
You're
times?
on the right track, I'm gonna say. I'm gonna go say the solution, but this kind of like is feedback for you that you're on the right track, but you need to do something.
Yeah, that's not gonna
else
work.
as well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna get him back over that way, send him back this way, and then I'm gonna go back the other way. I'm gonna say that's probably the option because I don't know if we need to catch him over here.
Also, I must say that there's some times where I hate the term pixel hunting, but you sort of have to like look around with your cursor to find hotspots.
Hotspots. Oh.
Yeah, which one of the
not-
plans
Okay.
we want to do with the when we update the demo is to make the hotspot cursor like a little bit more prominent because it seems like that it's not entirely noticeable sometimes.
Right. By the way, there's you could still hear him muffling when you go back to that area. I don't know if you noticed that.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
I love how
I remember that
literally-
in one playthrough. Yeah.
Yeah.
I love how literally every issue has appeared on the stream of our demo.
Oh, that's all right.
There's like
Yeah.
there must be like
That's-
one more,
you-
and then we're
well-
done with the checklist for the.
Well, that's-
yeah. You're QA. You told us so.
Yeah. Like it's
You're-
what I
you're
do.
fine
so-
with it.
Your job. I just wish it wasn't your job right now.
Right. So he's gone back that way. So it didn't work going in this way to see him.
May I say
that's-
something? The fact
What?
that you, I think you're gonna figure it out actually. Maybe I
Okay.
don't have to say anything.
Okay. And I don't know what this does. I'm gonna try and click it on him. No? Okay. All right. If you say so.
I was gonna say that the fact that you didn't get the fruit was sort of like an indication that we wanted you to be able to use the spear on the fruit, so that you know you can't use the spear on the fruit and you have to try something else. So it's sort of like yeah, me and Sarah disagree on this puzzle, but
Yeah, I
the
think that's
design
not
philosophy.
necessary. But yeah.
I don't know, but I still believe it's a tricky thing.
I haven't gone this way yet with the dinosaur up there. That's the
Yeah,
only other
you-
thing I'm thinking. Yep. Darn it. Okay, so do I have to give him the whistle thing or something or whatever this is? I'm guessing it's a whistle.
I would say
Maybe
he's not
not.
interactable while he's down there,
Oh,
but
yeah, true.
there is.
I'm gonna tell
Yeah,
you
go
what
ahead
that
and
thing
tell me.
is, just because. No, I won't tell you what to do. Just what that thing is,
Yeah.
because you found it on the ground by the other hunter that was hanging in the tree. It was meant to be like a stake that was holding down the trap that he got caught
Oh, gotcha.
in. Yeah,
Okay.
everyone has a problem with that, and it needs to be
Gotcha.
redrawn, and or
Right.
something to make it clearer. I'm not sure, but yeah.
Yeah, if you probably I would think probably one of the more viable ones would be like railroad spikes.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe make it look more like a railroad spike almost.
Mhm.
I guess it almost does, but I don't know.
Sure, but if we
Yeah.
tell you, then it defeats the purpose. But yeah,
I'm guessing we're gonna have to put this down for a trap somewhere.
I could give you a hint.
I'm
without
guessing
telling you
there's
what to do.
probably the trap over that we have to trap it over here because it always goes back to the fruit. So all right, let's see if
Would you perhaps like a hint on the area that on the screen you need to stay? There are a couple of like screens that are interactable things.
Oh yeah. Sure.
Um, it's the two screens that the hunters are at.
There are
I would
interactable
say
things on both of those.
there is something to do on both of them. Yeah.
Can you do
that,
something on the other hunter? one?
partially actually don't even require items at the moment.
Don't you have to do something else first before the other hunter?
It has been done.
Oh, it has. Okay, sorry.
My second hint is you don't need to. They don't require items at the moment. Those puzzles in those two areas with the hunters
Really?
to make progress. Yeah.
Interesting. Okay. Not there. Yeah, I don't see anything
The
interactable.
cursor did change at one point, by the way.
The what?
The cursor did change, like that thing.
Right here. Oh,
Yeah.
shoot! I did not see that.
Yeah, it's a little tiny bit of pixel hunting, but yeah. So normally that's a hint for something that you need to do, and then hopefully the puzzle kind of clicks for you. It's a good habit what you're doing now, because sometimes you you might miss things.
I don't even. I'm. Man.
Nah, don't worry. I think we need to make it a little bit more clear with hotspots sometimes.
Yeah, like
See
like you said, I think it's mostly. Maybe it's mostly just the fact that it's pixely, and I just don't know. I just don't know it's
a little bit too
interactable.
much information maybe on your screen.
Yeah, I don't see anything interactable here. I knew there was an interactable bush up north. I know there's an he's interactable in some way.
Yeah. Okay. So.
Oh, hey, look at that. Oh, there we go. I can actually tell him to do things. Thank goodness. All right. All right. Here we go. Go over there. Go that way.
So, I'll explain to you what's happening after you solve it and why there was a little bit of an issue.
Oh.
It comes into the design disagreement we have with Sarah.
Okay. Now, can I do anything over here or no? No.
You're
Okay.
cool for now. You did both of the things that I was implying you would do.
All right. Hey, wait. How did he get to the other side of the dinosaur? All right.
That's a good question actually. I didn't think about that.
All right.
Know things.
Stuff
it's
happens.
Off screen, so
See if I can now. Maybe, or maybe I can get. Maybe I can tell him to do something like climb up the tree for it or something. I don't know. We're about to see. Bum-ba-dum. Talking to him. All right, there. No. There we go. There we go. Nice. Perfect. Okay, okay. It's quite a few of them. He's collecting them. Cool, cool. Who did that voice line?
That's Costas.
That's my I think for both hunters.
Nice. Okay, so I get to actually set up where I place it. Cool. So he's gone. I'm guessing he's out of here, right?
I'm gonna add that there is something interactable that appeared during the sequence that some
The vines?
just mentioned might be.
Yeah. There you go.
Okay, because it's a little bit tricky to find, so I don't
Uh-oh.
want you to be tortured. So what I wanted to say is that what I suggested.
There we go.
Yeah, what I suggested is that this fruit
All
is
right.
not interactable with the reason that the hunter is not helping you right away is that I thought that if you don't try and get the fruit at least before you ask him for his help, then it feels a little bit weird, like you're solving a puzzle that doesn't exist yet. That makes sense. And that is, but then you got confused because you interacted with the hunter and he said he just said hi to you, and then he didn't say anything else, and then you just assumed that he didn't say anything else.
Yeah.
So it's tricky because at first you could do it the other way and him helping you with a puzzle that you need to solve, but then I don't know. It's interesting.
But yeah, to me, the puzzle is always there because the fruit's always there. So like, you do need to get the fruit. So yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I'd say it's definitely confusing that I said hi to him and nothing happened. I suppose. I can't.
Yeah,
it's
like I
right
don't think
there.
I'd think to go back to him
Hmm.
if I've already been
Unless
told
you're
to go.
frustrated and you click on everything and eventually you do. But
Yeah,
yeah, we don't want people to do
you
that.
don't want that. Yeah.
Yeah. It's like most. Oh yeah, they mentioned that when I was playing Princess Castle Quest. What was it? They said something about. Oh, what? That's interesting. They
Alright, I
said
don't remember
about
you not having done that. That's right.
yeah about what is it, like putting in invisible walls. Like they hated that idea just because of the fact that if there's one invisible wall, they're probably just going to be clicking on every single wall trying to see if any of these walls are invisible throughout the entire game, which you know is kind of frustrating for people, especially if there isn't anything. So there, I thought that was neat. That was
Combine it and
interesting.
break the fourth invisible wall.
Yeah.
That doesn't make sense what I'm saying, sorry.
Uh, this is taking a bit. We're at an hour and 3 minutes
Yeah,
on the
well-
stream. Did you want to go ahead and share?
Welcome to Adventure Games is my introduction to it. But
Yeah, if you pop back to the
would you like
left.
a hint? Yeah. There isn't anything here. There's something on the first screen that you need to do a little bit further.
There's one interaction with that vine that you've not done.
Yes.
Did it? So am I actually supposed to use? Because I couldn't think of anything to do with the spear on it, because that didn't really make sense to me, using the spear on it. But I
Yeah,
guess
usually
I
no
guess
games,
it's-
you have to get it out of the way to make sure that it's not the solution sometimes.
Well, it's mainly you click it without
Yeah.
anything, and she pulls it like she can't
right,
get
true.
it free. So like, yeah,
So you do have a healthy collection of items over there now that you can kind of like do something with.
Yeah. Set up a trap for it. Set the fruit in there, and then he'll come down and catch the dinosaur. That kind of thing. I'm guessing.
Along
Yeah.
those lines. Yeah.
Something like that. All right, get up, bud.
Is you get the right thinking. It's just like a slightly different place that you set the trap.
Oh, so is it back in the other spot that we mentioned earlier, or where the other guy was trapped
it's where you were trying just now, and the not just now, but
earlier?
To make it
not
worse.
this screen.
The previous
The
screen.
up.
Oh, up there. Oh, right, where I was jumping on the branch. Got it.
Yeah.
Yeah, the idea of jumping on the branch was like, this branch is bendy.
Yeah, and strong, sturdy branch.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah, got it. Apparently, I'm not good at all kinds of puzzle games, just some.
Don't worry, I mean we they are a peculiar bunch, point and click adventure games.
No? Okay. I guess. Whoop.
So the seems to be your favorite item so far. So finally you get to use it.
Yeah, right.
Something.
Right. All right, and then we can put this sucker in there. Oh. Click locations are a little
Yeah.
particular.
Yeah. It's
They're
because
picky.
it's like picking up just the pixels of the item, but I need to somehow work out how to make it bigger than that.
Mm-hmm.
And not just that, I think I didn't fully understand, like with the cursors, there's like a certain hotspot area on the actual cursor that activates. But yeah, it's something I need
Oh, the
to
middle of it or something. Yeah.
improve.
Hmm.
It's kind of cool revisiting it along with you. So.
Ah,
Yeah, this is
interesting.
weird. Like I made it a while ago.
Noting things now. Yes, that's exactly what you need to do. Good.
Cool.
So that was one of the timing puzzles I was mentioning. That you actually need to go while he's down. Otherwise, he's up and he tells you to go away. But now you can, tamper with a branch that he was sitting on. So now you made
Right.
some progress. You just need to trigger him once more.
Oh, okay. So that's not enough. You actually have to click it a number of times and then it'll break. You're saying, gotcha.
You've already done that. You just need to make him basically jump off it again, which is what he does when you
basically
lure the
weakened
dino
it.
over there.
Yeah,
you weakened
yeah.
it enough.
Oh,
was just
right. I
thinking
have
I
to
might-
get the dinosaur up there, right?
Yeah.
Hmm.
It's basically sort of a two puzzle area where it's like half
Mhm.
of it is making the trap, the other half is like getting the dinosaur to go there.
Mhm. Mhm.
You can solve either way, like any order. Not any order. There are two orders, but yeah.
There we go.
Yep.
Hmm. Should tell him to go this way. Hmm. Yeah. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. I mean, I guess he can be over there to help with the dinosaur thing. Nope. Okay, gotcha. Okay, just nope, just nothing. A
You know,
whole
I
lot
find
of
it
it.
interesting that you sort of hesitate to click on things, because, like, if I would be playing a game, I would click on like everything like crazy just to like
No.
get
Yeah.
the trial and error out of the way. But I do
No.
notice that in a lot of people who like first pick up point and clicks, they're like, should I do this? And then I'm like, just
Well,
do it. Like, what's gonna
yeah.
happen?
Yeah, so the whole point is wasting time. I just don't want to end up
Yeah.
like going through a process of having the character go through the process of doing their thing and then me
Yeah.
have to go, you know what I mean?
No, that's true.
It-
That's true. That's true. And also, it's kind of like no one wants negative feedback for what they do, I guess. So maybe some people might be hesitant, to like not mess up. But I also understand the pressure of like obviously live streaming it and the creators looking over you, like that. It's also
Oh.
changing the playing
Oh,
experience.
darn it.
To be fair, you've almost solved the entire game. So
Yeah. I couldn't care less what people thought about this part. I'm frustrated because like whenever it comes to things like puzzle games, I don't want to have like it feels like a punishment, right? If
Yes,
I have to
yeah.
if I have to do this all over again,
yeah,
it feels like I'm forced to, wait through the process. Like what I'm doing right now, I'm actually having to do it all over again just to
You
do the
do.
process of going back the other way. So,
Right. Okay. So you solved it. Okay. Cool.
Yeah.
I see what you mean. Yeah.
yeah, like that's my problem with it.
No, it's a fair problem.
Yeah. That's the only reason I'm hesitant to do anything. I just don't want to do it all over again.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
But
there we
now
go.
it's the last time you've done it, actually. So
Yeah, yeah,
so
exactly.
it must feel a little bit better, hopefully. But
Yeah.
yeah.
I feel like the primary problem for me is that I was hoping that I hope for you guys to talk a little more too. Like tell me what was your thinking going through with like I don't know, the item choices and like how you decided on the puzzles and everything. I don't know.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm gonna let you just watch this cutscene, and then I'm gonna start talking, which is the thing I do.
Okay.
This is our cliffhanger ending, which actually we do have a story for it. It ties up with the rest of the game. Yeah, as you notice, every item you use is either like man-made by the tribe or just things that you find in nature. So it's mostly a thing that we do in this game, that we need to find things that actually exist in this world for you to use.
Right.
Which was the idea that you just by finding things around, it's not like other point and click adventure games where you have like every man-made object on Earth that you can use. But yeah, and then the idea was like just hunting a dinosaur was pretty cool idea for us, and then we were like, how can we convey? We always try to convey the goal of the puzzle to the player so that they sort of know what they're about to do, even though we can't explain it to them literally through text. But they also need to sort of know what they're about to do in this area and have a plan. And this is the tricky thing with those games, that you need to, especially in our game with no dialogue, but you need to tell the player, do this, and this is your goal.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's
then
not easy.
I was gonna say the entire game is basically, our plan for this is like puzzle after puzzle after puzzle contained in a small area, and then every new area is like a different dinosaur ecosystem. So you have like a pterodactyls, you have like sort of like smaller Compsognathus dinosaurs from like Jurassic Park 2 or whatever. So you go into different ecosystems, you deal with a different sort of dinosaur, and in between you have stories. And we have some we actually are toying with some action elements in the game where it's like they do require some it's sort of like a really simple platformer or a jump and run kind of game where you need like sort of like small reflexes, but the idea was that you get to play the cutscenes instead of just watching them, and it feels more like a cinematic experience, hopefully. So this is the second it's a puzzle game with the hybrid of like really simple mini game action, let's say.
Right. Right. Sorry, I hope I didn't come across as rude a couple of times there. I was just like,
you did not. I totally understand it. I've seen a lot of people playing it. I've seen a lot of people get frustrated over point and click adventure games, and we do have plans to make it better. So this is like, it's good feedback to what you play, because it reminds us of the things that we need to rework, because
Yeah, definitely.
because it's
Okay.
also a
All right.
challenge to us as creators to just like try and make this as good as possible.
Yeah.
We humanly can, at least with our skills.
Right. Yeah, it was it's interesting. I'm like looking around, I'm like, I don't see anything to interact with. I'm not sure, you know. So yeah, it's definitely interesting making a point and click adventure game. I don't think we've had one on the show yet until now. So
There is a big boom like with the indie developers, actually, because my theory is that everyone who used to play those games are now at an age where they know enough to make them. So there's a market for it. There's like a lot of people creating them, a lot of people playing them. It's a niche market, but it's like very, very devoted, and those kind of games help each other. You play one, you want to play them all, because you're like, a narrative games buff, and you would just want to keep playing all of them and like discovering their worlds and exploring and using items and experiencing the dialogue and all that.
I say recently, it's been like 5 years. I played Deponia, like some of it. I played the first one. I didn't really get farther into the series, but
they're actually giving them for free on the Epic Store like a week from now.
Oh, really?
They're all like, the entire series is free.
Next
Deponia.
Thursday.
Nice, that's pretty cool.
Yeah. Also, Pillars of the Earth, I think it is, which is also published by the same people, and it's meant to be really good. Haven't played it, but yeah.
Yeah, cool, nice. Anyway, that was really cool. So anything else that you wanted to share? Anything that you any shout outs you want to
with my life story, if that's okay.
Sure, yeah.
No, don't worry. No, I mean, I guess we just want to say we're also streaming the process of the game. So anyone who wants to like see us, we're on Twitch every Monday and Thursday, and you can like interact with us and chat with us or whatever. It makes the process a lot less lonely than just working by ourselves.
Yeah, it's nice having people hang out with us.
And like we started doing it last year, like the end of last year, and it's kind of become a habit for us. And it's nice, like, there's like all sorts of people from around the world, and they're like game developers as well, or just people who like enjoy this kind of games, and it's really nice. It's like having our little like friends and family like coming along, which made like a tiny little community that it's super nice, like to share the process with it and like answer questions and nerd out about games and food and all that.
Right, absolutely. Cool. So that's it, folks. Go on Steam, look up the game, download it, or download the demo, try it out, and wishlist it so that when it comes out, you can actually buy it and play the full thing. All the links will be in the description. I'll link to their their Twitch and the development process and all that.
We got a trailer also that sort of hopefully is more closer to our vision. That it's like it's on our stream pages everywhere, and so hopefully check out the trailer, and hopefully the game's gonna be more like the trailer, a little bit less than the demo, but we're trying to bring those together right now.
Right. Cool. Well, thank you, everyone, for watching, and all those people in the future that are also watching.
Thank you, people. Thanks, people in the future.
Thanks, everyone. Have a good night.
Thanks, Matt. Bye-bye.
Bye. Thanks very much.